Hey there guys, it's Director Folkman here.
And Mrs. Jasnica.
And today we're back with another Draw With Me challenge.
If you watched our last video, then you know that it's shout out time.
These are the scholars that really impressed us in last week's art project.
This week we're going to be discussing foreground, middle ground, and background while drawing a cartoon cat.
As always, you're going to need a few supplies. 1, a piece of paper. 2, a pencil. And 3, anything to color with, such as, you guessed it, a color pencil or a marker. Alright, let's go back to the art room.
Hey scholars, it's Mrs. Jasnica. We're going to start with kindergarten through 2nd grade as always. If kindergarten through 2nd grade is too easy for you, for some 2nd graders, you guys can try the 3rd through 6th grade cat. So to begin, we're going to make a really long N in the middle of the paper. I'm going to start here and then go up. Now we're going to close off the N on the bottom by making a straight line connecting this to this. Now this is going to be the body of our cat. We need ears if we're making a cat, so I'm going to make 2 upside down V's or a triangle. Here's one ear. Starting here, I'm going to go up, I'm going to bend down and close it off. If you don't like what your ears look like, you can always erase and fix it. Now we have to make the cat tail. So you can choose which side to do it on. I'm going to do it on the left-hand side, and we're going to make a letter C. Now we have to make a smaller letter C inside, like this. Now we're going to connect it. That's going to be the tail of our cat. Now we need little paws inside, so I'm going to make 2 more letter U's. These are going to be its front paws. We're going to work on the face now. I'm going to make 2 circles for the eyes. Director Folkman is making really big eyes, and I'm making really small eyes. Now in between the eyes, we're going to make a triangle. That's going to be our kitty nose. Now we're going to make a letter J coming from the bottom of the triangle, like this. And then a backwards letter J for the other side of the mouth. Should we add some whiskers?
I think that's great.
All right, let's add some whiskers too. So whiskers come from right here. I'm going to do 3 going this way. They're just little sticks, and they go out. And then 3 sticks on the other side, like so. I'm going to decorate my eyes with a little shine. Looks like a little oval at the top. And then I'm going to do a little oval at the bottom. It's okay if the whiskers are on top of the eyes like I did them. Now, since we're doing foreground, middle ground, and background, this is going to be our middle ground, and we have to do, or excuse me, this is going to be our foreground, and we have to do the horizon line behind the cat. So I'm going to make a line that starts from the cat body out to the end of the paper, and then we have to do that on the other side. So the horizon line is where the ground meets whatever is in the background. So in this case, we're going to make our cat outside, or excuse me, inside. So here is going to be the inside of the house, and this is the floor. We're going to make a window, and the window is going to be coming from the side of the cat's head, and then it's going to go out. And then behind the cat's head, right where its ear is, we're going to go make a line up like this. And this is going to be our window. And windows sometimes are separated with a little X, like so. One more thing. We're going to put a little picture frame here. It's going to look like a rectangle. So it has 4 sides. And then I'm going to put a little upside down V right here so it looks like it's hanging. And we can draw anything we want inside of it. It's a picture frame of anything you want. So I really like abstract art. So I'm just going to draw a picture of, maybe some lines and squares. That's our dog.
And Mrs. Jasnica, we can draw whatever we want inside of our picture frame, right?
Yep. So this is what mine is going to be.
I'm going to draw straight lines and wiggly lines at the same time.
Cool. There we go. Now, we can't have a cat without a piece of yarn, right? Some kind of ball of yarn. So I'm going to draw a circle down here in the foreground. And then I'm going to draw a little wiggly piece coming out of it, like it was playing with yarn. What do you think?
I think that looks great.
Now I'm just going to put a bunch of squiggly lines inside of it so it looks like it's all tangled up.
And our squiggly lines can go in any direction that we want, right? Because yarn is all mixed up.
Yep.
This is probably the fun part.
Squiggly lines. There we go. And now I think we're done.
I think this looks awesome. Okay, kindergarten through second grade, make sure that you get this colored in and turned into us on Class Dojo so that you can get your grade. Now we're moving on to 3rd through 6th grade. All right, 3rd through 6th grade, we're gonna start with your cartoon cats now and some 2nd graders that choose to take on that challenge. We have been playing the game Animal Crossing for the last few months, and we've been really inspired with how cute some of those cats are. So me and Mrs. Jasnica decided that we were going to try to recreate our favorite cat villagers. We're going to have the same cat body, but both of the inside of our cats are going to look completely different. You can choose which one you want to do, or you can also decide that you're going to do yours completely different and design your cat face and body however you would like. Either way, the body should look the same, the general outside. All right? Ready? First thing we're going to do is we're going to find the center of the page as usual. We're going to make it about this big, and we're going to start with an oval. I'm going to turn my paper just a little so that it feels comfortable on my hand. Remember that if you're not comfortable drawing ovals, you still have the Sharpie process, and of course you still have erasers that you can use to make it look however you'd like. In fact, I think this oval is a little too squished for me, so I'm going to make it a little rounder.
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to lower my oval because the cat villagers in Animal Crossing have really big ears, and I want to make sure they fit.
Oh, that's true. They really do. I still think this is too squished. See, sometimes you just got to give it a shot, try it out, and if it doesn't work, you adjust.
Yep.
That's literally what art is.
Sorry I'm taking so long. Apparently this oval's very hard for me.
It's okay. Ovals are tough. They're not as nicely and shaped as circles are, so. That's my puppy in the background.
There we go.
Okay. From there, we're going to draw the body. Body's going to look kind of like a long letter U, right? But it goes in just a little bit. It's going to kind of like a teardrop almost.
It looks kind of like a mushroom.
It does kind of look like a mushroom. I think I made mine too long. So let's go ahead and fix that. There we go. And you'll notice that mine and Miss Jasnica's lines aren't as straight. They're more sketchy today. And that's because we don't want to definitely say that each line is perfect just yet. Our perfect lines are going to be our Sharpie lines.
Yep.
Okay. From there, we're going to go right where the body meets the head. We're going to go out just a little. It's going to be the beginning part of his arm.
Or her.
Or her. I'm sorry, you're right. Cat is a girl. Then you're going to go up just a little for where his or her hand would be. Going to go around. Then we're going to come back over to the body. Let's fix that a little. I wonder if that hand is too small. You have to extend it a little. Over here, on this side, you're going to go right where the head meets the body. And that one's going to go straight out. This one's the easy one. Go out. Curve just a little. And you don't want to go directly back, like straight. These are not parallel lines. It's going to go out. See how it's wider here? It's wider here than it is here. It's going to go out just a little. Okay? From its belly, you're going to go right. We're going to pretend to follow this line down. Stop there, because the leg is going to continue from this area. I'm going to go down. And it's going to be like this shape, but for the leg. And a curve. Now remember, this isn't a parallel line. It should not go straight back up. Instead, it's going to curve this way. That. Good job, Mrs. Jasnica. Over on this side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pretend to find where the edge is here. Come down. Remember to make your legs the same length. We shouldn't have one leg longer, because both of our legs are the same length. Come around, make that little U. And of course, when you're coming back up, make sure these lines are not parallel. They should go out just a little. Okay, good. This is a good first step for the body. You can decide where you want your cat tail to be. Mine is going to be on the right.
I'm going to do mine on the left.
Okay. And just like with K through second, you're going to go in, draw a letter C, or a backwards letter C if you're doing it on the right. You're going to curve in just a little. And you're going to connect back to the body. Remember, if you don't like the way it looks just yet, don't worry. We haven't sharpened it, and you have erasers. So you can fix anything you don't like. Like, I don't like the way this arm looks here, so I'm going to fix it one more time. Still don't like the way that looks. It's the joint. The joint area is giving me a hard time. Okay, good. Now we need to move up to where the ears are. Okay, so we're gonna find where the center of the head is. Okay, if you really want to, you can draw a very, very, very light line through the middle, but it should be so light that you barely even see it, because you're gonna want to erase that. That's just to help you figure out where the center is. From there, from the center, you're gonna go up, give it a tall ear, and down.
It's okay to put a little bit of space between the center and the start of the ear, right?
That's correct.
Okay, good.
And you're gonna, you know what? I like how you ended your ear over there, further this way. So let's go ahead and fix that. There we go.
Looking good.
Thank you. This side, you go a little bit of space. You don't want to do it perfectly in the center. You're going to go up. Give it that tall ear. Make sure that your ears are the same length. From here to here, that ear should be the same length. Then you're going to go down. Now you can erase that center line. That was only to keep you in place. To fix this ear. Okay. Our Animal Crossing cats also have this same shape on the inside. So we're going to do that again as the inner part of the ear.
Cat actually has two of them, so I'm going to do it twice. There we go.
Okie dokie. This is our general cat shape. Okay. I am going to make mine look like my favorite character in Animal Crossing. His name is Kid Cat. Okay. Mrs. Jasnica is going to make hers look like her favorite Animal Crossing character, who is named
Cat.
Okay, so mine is going to look different from Mrs. Jasnica's. If you do not want to follow either of ours, you can decorate your kitty cat to look however you would like. If you want to follow me, you can follow me. If you want to follow Mrs. Jasnica, you can follow Mrs. Jasnica. We're going to stop giving directions now with our words, and we're just going to draw from this point on. You can follow us along however you'd like. We're going to start talking again once we do the background.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I should have made the eyes more.
Okay. There's a, you know what? I want to add. Nah, I think that works well for him. This is where we are for our bodies. Okay. I think your cat looks pretty spot on. You did a good job. Okay. Now we have to add our backgrounds in. We know that he is going to be in the middle ground. We have to add the background in. We have to add a double horizon line. We're actually going to challenge you guys today. We're going to do a double horizon line for your pictures.
And for the very, very front, can we draw some long blades of grass?
Perfect. For the very, very front, we are going to draw some blades of grass. Go ahead, Mrs. Jasnica. I have to fix this too. I forgot that Kid Kat had that inner triangle there as well, just like Cat did.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just putting some blades of grass in the very front. Now you're probably thinking, Miss Jasnica, blades of grass aren't the size of cats. But because they're in the foreground, they're actually much larger in size because they're closer to the viewer, which is us. So it's okay if your blades of grass are covering a part of your cat because they're in front.
Okay. From there, we're going to go ahead. I like to put little blades of grass right around their feet, kind of make it look like they're standing on top of something, so they're not floating.
Good idea.
From their hip, you're going to draw a line going out.
My tail's in the way, so I'm going to stop.
I'm going to have that same problem over here because my tail isn't in the way over here.
Some of my blades of grass are in the way, and since this line is behind the grass, I have to make sure not to draw over it.
That's correct. These blades of grass are in the foreground. That means that it is closest to you. Okay? And then when we color, we're actually going to have to make sure that little pieces of our cat aren't seen. Ooh, bless you.
Thank you.
If the foreground is in front. So my blade of grass is in front of him. and closest to us, so I had to erase that little piece of his tail. Okay? Remember I said that I was going to challenge you with a double horizon line? This is the ground. Okay? But we're also going, he's on a beach. That's where our Animal Crossing villagers live. So, right around where his chest is, right underneath where his armpit would be, we're going to go draw a line from there to the edge of the paper. Okay, notice that I didn't do anything on this side, and the reason I didn't do anything on this side is because we're going to put, what, Mrs. Jasnica, there?
A tree.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and draw a straight line from the bottom of this horizon line.
Can I make it a little bit curvy?
Of course.
My cat's tail's in the way, so I'm going to make it curve like this.
Okay.
So we're only showing part of the tree. The rest of it is off the paper.
Right. Now we can finish this horizon line here before we move up here so that we don't forget it. We're going to pretend to draw through the character, though we're not drawing through the character. Stop where his body is, and then draw that line to touch the tree. Now we don't see the rest of the ocean in the background, and that's because this tree is in front of where the ocean would be in the background.
Yep.
Okay?
So would this be considered the middle ground or the background, Director Folkman?
It would be considered the middle ground.
That's
we have
right.
The front or the foreground, the middle ground, which is here, and then the sky and the ocean in the background behind our character. Okay? When I do trees with my kiddos, they know that Director Folkman is super extra with her trees. That's how I like it. I like to do a letter V floating on the inside of this tree, and that creates a negative space. You'll see what we do with that in a second. Now, I'm pretending to draw another letter V almost off the paper, right? So we start it here, and then we're going to go off the paper, right? What we did is we created space in between the branches. Now you start to add leaves in front. You're going to go behind your cat's ear. And these lines are just a bunch of squiggly lines. However you want to draw your tree. Mrs. Jasnica drew pointy leaves. I drew squiggly ones. It's okay, however you want to draw it. I'm going to make my tree a little thinner, though. I feel like it's too thick there. There we go. Okay. This looks good for now. I'm gonna, you know what? I really dislike when my background is empty. The sky should never be empty, so let's go ahead and draw one cloud coming off the paper. And drawing a cloud going this way helps the eye to look back to the center. This is the focal point. We want our eyes to look here. So our cloud is looking this way. Our tree is pointing down to us. Our horizon lines are pulling our eye in this way. This looks pretty good. Okay?
I agree.
Let's get started on our outlining.
Okay.
Get this outlined, get this colored, and we'll see you in a second. Jasnica, I love how you added in the little textures in the water to give it more depth and make it look like waves. That looks really nice.
Thank you. And Director Folkman, I really love your grass and how you added colors together to blend.
Thank you. All right, guys, make sure that your papers are turned in and submitted to Class Dojo for a grade. And as always, see you back in the art room.